Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Victoria Leiper. I am the head of projects at Glasgow Bike Station. Hopefully some of you know the bike station already, but what I'm going to do this evening is just give you a whistle-stop tour of all of the different projects and services that we run from the bike station. Our mission is to change lives through cycling, so all of the work that we do revolves around that. We are a charity and a social enterprise, and we've been going since 2009. Our bread and butter is the reconditioning of recycled bikes. So people donate bikes to us, we refurbish them, and we sell them in our shop, which is in the West End of Glasgow. To date, we have received 17,000 bikes, of which 10,000 are back on the road. Our customer is this man here. He doesn't have a bike, he doesn't have a huge amount of money, he doesn't want to spend a lot of his hard-earned cash, so he'll come to us and he will buy a recycled bike for around about £80 to £100. We also sell a lot of bikes to families. We are a really big advocate of the circular economy. Lots of parents will come in, they'll buy a bike for their kid. The kid will grow out of the bike and they'll donate it back to us. We have one bike which has been donated and then sold 6 times round, which just shows you how effective that is. The money that we make from bike sales enables us to offer a lot of employment opportunities to young people like Sandy here. Sandy came to us through a project that I'll tell you a little bit about later called the Bike Station Academy. And he is employed as a trainee mechanic. He is a paid post, but he also gains qualifications. So again, the money that we make also enables us to run a whole host of community outreach projects, one of which is a Build Your Own Bike program for women who are supported by the Simon Community. The Simon Community is a homelessness charity that supports men and women, but mainly women, to live independent lives. This is one of the participants. She built her own bike here, which you can see, and we know that having a bike gives people independence, it gives you freedom of movement, it's also really great for your health and your well-being, and that is the experience that all the women have had on the Build Your Own Bike program. They also learn how to ride that bike because not everybody knows how to ride a bike, and they go on regular weekly bike rides. One of the ladies told us that the weekly bike ride is her natural high, so it's replaced some maybe more negative forms of recreation with some really, really positives. We also run a project called the Bike Station Academy, which is a training program, and which Sandy, which I mentioned earlier, came through. So we work with 12 secondary schools and 12 primary schools all across Glasgow, and we teach young people bike mechanical skills. They all gain a qualification. 211 young people have gone through that program, receiving a City and Guilds bike maintenance qualification, and also have become ride leaders and cycle trainers. Here's a group out on a bike ride. And so it's not just about gaining qualifications, it's also about social skills, about going on rides, spending time with friends, getting some really, really important exercise. We also run a project called Wheel Being, which is a cycling for health improvement project. It's funded by the NHS, and it's a GP referral program. So people go to their GPs, and instead of being prescribed like drugs, they're given exercise, which sounds revolutionary, but it makes perfect sense. These people go on group bike rides. Each week the rides go further, they cycle for longer, and we're building up to taking groups on the Pedal for Scotland, which goes between Glasgow and Edinburgh. And some of these people have maybe not been on a bike for many, many years, and so the thought of going for 50 miles is a really big achievement. We also run another project called Play on Pedals. This is for preschool-aged kids, so they learn how to ride a balance bike rather than using a bike with stabilizers. We work with every nursery across the whole of Glasgow, and we've taught 7,000 preschool-aged children how to ride a bike. So from 4-year-olds to students. Unicycle is another project we run, and that works with students and staff at 8 universities and colleges all across Glasgow. We've saved over 1,000 tonnes of carbon by converting students and staff to cycling as their main mode of transport. And we do a whole host of events that encourage that, like pop-up Dr. Bikes. These are services that pop up all over the city on key commuter routes. This is in Kelvin Grove Park on a rainy day, surprise, surprise. But despite that, it's super busy. Our pop-up doctor bikes have serviced 5,000 bikes for free all across the city. A little exclusive here for you, and we're opening a new bike station on the south side of Glasgow. It'll be on Victoria Road as part of a big infrastructure project that's happening in the area. We're going to be offering a bike library, which will be a free bike hire service that parents and families can utilise. We also fix and redistribute the city bike hire scheme, Next Bike, which is a massive job. There are 500 bikes all across Glasgow, and they're hired on average twice a day per bike. That is going to be growing. We're adding 500 more bikes to the fleet shortly. But not everybody can ride a bike, so we offer cycle training lessons. So we do that in a group, and we can do it individually as well. We do it all over Glasgow for either individuals or for community groups like the one that you see here. It's a really essential service if you lack confidence and are maybe a bit scared of Glasgow's roads, because let's be honest, it isn't necessarily the most cycle-friendly city, but we're definitely getting there. We do maintenance classes as well, because once you can ride a bike, you need to learn how to fix a bike. And we don't want people to have to rely on expensive bike servicing, so we want to be able to teach people how to do that themselves. Okay, and this is us. This is who does all this work. We are a team of 42 people and growing. We've got people joining us all the time. We started with no one and just volunteers. So to have now 42 members of staff and an army of volunteers who help us make this happen is amazing. And that's it.